Hello, I'm Ollie and this is Criminolly, where I talk about crime, pulp, horror, that kind of thing. Today, a wonderfully ingenious new mystery novel, Cabaret Macabre by Tom Mead. So this is one of those books that's incredibly easy to review. If you have read the first two books in the Joseph Spector series by Tom Mead, you will enjoy this book. If you like kind of locked room, classic golden age style mystery novels, you will enjoy this book. I would say as well, so whilst it is the third in the series, you don't have to have read the other two to appreciate this one. I think you can read them as standalones. I've talked about both of the previous books on the channel before, so I did a review of the first book, Death and the Conjurer, a while ago. I'll leave a card up for that. And I've also talked about the second book, The Murder Wheel. I think of the three, The Murder Wheel is my favourite, but they're all really, really good. They're very intricate, enjoyable mysteries in the Golden Age style. So they centre around a kind of detecting duo. So the kind of genius detective half of that duo is Joseph Spector. So Spector is like a stage magician with the kind of mind that can put together all the different pieces of a mystery and solve it. And he is accompanied by a policeman called Flint. So their names are very appropriate in that Spector is kind of almost a little bit spooky in his genius, and Flint is much more kind of straightforward. So they're a really enjoyable detecting duo, and they complement each other really, really well. As with all of the books in the series, it's like very, very intricate in terms of the mystery, and also in common with the previous two books, there are three mysteries. So there are three seemingly impossible deaths that are investigated in this book. So this one centres around a judge called Sir Giles, and in his household a young woman died a few years previously, and a guy was locked up for that. He's been locked up in an asylum, and the judge starts getting like poison pen letters, and he thinks that the suspicion is that they're coming from this guy. At the same time, that guy who's locked up, his brother, approaches Spector in order to try and clear his name. So there's a load of different stuff going on in this, and it all ends up in a kind of country house around Christmas time. So it's got like really lovely, kind of vintage golden age vibes to it. But the mysteries themselves are just so wonderfully intricate. So my favourite of the three involves a situation where someone has been murdered, and the timing of their death is really key. So if it was after a certain time, then people would have had the opportunity to murder them, but not the means. And if it was before a certain time, then the opposite would have been true. And it's like the solution that Tom Mead comes up to that conundrum is just fantastically enjoyable. And that's what's great about this book. In common with a lot of the Golden Age mysteries, it's what you would call a fair play mystery. And that is something that I think is becoming less and less common in modern mystery novels. Modern mystery novels often feel to me like they're a little bit tricksy, like the authors deliberately obscure things from you. They don't quite give you all the information. And when you get to the resolution of the mystery, it can be fun, but sometimes you feel a little bit cheated. You feel like they weren't playing fair with you. Tom Mead definitely plays fair with the readers in this, to the extent that when you get to the end of the book and Spector is laying out how all three of these murders took place, he actually gives you footnotes with the page references of the clues, so you can go back and check for yourself that he was playing fair with you. The other thing that's wonderful, which he does in all of these books, is just before the end you get this interlude chapter where you as the reader are invited to have a think about the mystery and see if you can solve it. So it's a book that is in part, it's almost like a puzzle. And that may sound like like Tom Mead's focus is purely on the puzzling side of things, and he definitely pays a huge amount of attention to that. But he's also really good at like building characters, and building the scene. So you get a great sense of place in this book, particularly in the country house that a lot of it takes place in. And the cast of characters, which is quite broad, are all really, really enjoyable. There's also like the ending is just wonderfully handled in terms of both the resolution to the mysteries and also the way that the different characters who you've met through the book have played a part in that, and the impact of that resolution on them as individuals as well. So yeah, really, really enjoyable. I've really enjoyed all three of the Joseph Spector books, and definitely I'm looking forward to the next one. I think sometimes books like this can feel a bit like they're just, they're retreading old ground, like they're just a pastiche of previous hits, if you like. But I think Tom Mead does it so well that it feels original. The mysteries feel original, the characters feel original. So whilst he's definitely tapping into, the vibe of the Golden Age mysteries, he does it with such care and attention and love that it's hard not to fall in love with these books. If you are a fan of that kind of thing, you'll definitely enjoy this one. So yes, another hit from Tom Mead as far as I'm concerned. If you like this kind of thing, do check it out. And as always, thanks very much for watching. Hope you're safe and well out there. Hope you're reading good stuff. And I'll speak to you again very soon. Cheerio.